Hey guys, welcome to another explain video here, and we are back at Auckland, and it's nighttime over here, and as promised I'll be flying the Auckland to Doha flight, but I am not going to follow the scheduled timing because I am not free to do at that timing. Plus by the time the plane reaches Doha, it will be in the middle of the night for me, which is not good. So that's why I am flying not with the schedule, and apparently everything just went brighter. So anyways, we are here at stand 6, I think. I can check over here. Stand 8, sorry. And we are, of course, as QTR921, the only aircraft flying from Auckland to Doha, and it's the longest current flight available now in the Earth in real life. The cruising altitude today is flight level 280, and step climbs are probably also included when I'm calculating in the FMC, and there will basically be only one time where I will be step climbing, maybe two. So the first time will be when I wake up after I sleep, and the second time will be when I'm back home. So yeah, but by the time I'm back home, I think there's about only a 1 hour of cruising time left before the top of descent, so that's my estimated. I have flown this route once for the trip to Doha, and also once from Doha to Auckland, and both trips have about 1 hour left on cruise when I went back home. So anyways, we have 23 tons of fuel, not 23 tons of fuel, but 23 tons of extra weight on board, and the maximum fuel possible on board, which is 160 tons, with 7.8 tons of reserves as 153.2 tons as the block fuel for the entire trip. So that's why we have 7.8 tons of reserve, which includes the taxi fuel and basically everything else. But the thing is, by the time I reach Doha, I would have about 30 tons more fuel left, so I am definitely fine on fuel, unless of course there's an update to this aircraft. So yeah, so anyways, the estimated departure timing, at least my own departure timing, is 1400 Zulu, which is 35 minutes from now, which is completely fine, and the estimated arrival timing is 0800 Zulu. The estimated flight time is also 18 hours long, and I will be cruising at a lower speed to, because I have to come back at a certain timing, so I have to cruise at a certain speed so that I don't have my aircraft at the top of the descent before I actually reach home. So yeah, as for the cruising speed, I will calculate it in flight, so that is not something to be worried about. So anyways, done with the rambling, and let's get back into the cockpit where we can set up for our departures. So window seat goes on, hydraulics right and left engine goes on, passenger signs go on, and TIs goes on, auto start goes on, engine EC mode goes on, upper and lower recirculation fans go on, and the temperature set to auto, packs and trims go on, bleeds go on, and pressurizations go on. So that'll be it for the overhead panel, and of course the cockpit lighting is a bit dim, so I'll just max it out. Looks a bit bad, but it's alright. I'll dim it a bit more. There we go. So I'll set the IRS position now, and our reference airport is where is it? November Zulu Alpha. And for the route, I will have to actually I most likely have to key in half of the legs at least, because I am quite certain that will be invalid flight plan. So let us just key in the route, and tada, of course that will be. So there's 9 pages of routes, and the last waypoint on here is apparently GUNIM, which I have no idea why there's invalid waypoint, because there's no 2 waypoints selected. So let me go ahead and of course program the entire route. And yeah, so apparently this is a waypoint called Demon over there for some reason. Pretty interesting, but oh well. So the waypoint is over there, GUNIM, on the map, at least on sim brief. So I can show you really quickly. Can I hold on? Ta-da! Yes, yes, there you go. So that waypoint GUNIM is over there, and basically I have to key in the rest of the waypoints over here. And the reason why we are flying above the UAE, I mean, yeah, the reason why we are flying above it and not across it is because, of course, Qatar Airways is not allowed to fly over Emirates airspace, so yeah, we have to avoid that. Go ahead and go into Iran, and yeah. So let's get back into the explain. Switch you back. There we go. So for the next waypoint, I am just going to go ahead and direct to Bravo, 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 because that's about a straight line. And I think it would be the first one over here. Yeah, the first one over here. Yep, it is right. So the next one would be EXOLU, Echo X-ray Oscar Lima uniform. And we have RASKI, Romeo Alpha Sierra Kilo India. And the waypoint, I think, would be this one right here. Nope, and it's the wrong one. So let's key in again, Romeo Alpha Sierra Kilo India, and it should be this one now. Yep. Followed by DENDA, Delta Echo November, Delta Alpha. And we have LADPA next, Lima Alpha Delta Papa Alpha. And we have Rukot next, Romeo Uniform Kilo Oscar Tango. Followed by Pavon, Papa Alpha Victor Oscar November. And it's this one. It should be that one. Yep. We have KHM next. Kilo Hotel Mike. Waypoints. Either one of this should be fine, so I'll just select that. And we have Lima Echo November, which would be either one, I think. Wow, they're just 0.1 for the coordinates apart, so I'll choose this, I guess, the VOR, followed by RAGAS, Romeo Alpha Golf Alpha Sierra, and it'll be this waypoint. And then we will have our final few waypoints before our star arrival. Next up is Kumla, Kilo Uniform Mike Lima Alpha, from Mike Lima Alpha. And we have La Pop next, Lima Alpha Bravo Oscar Papa. And then we have Modoc, Mike Oscar Delta Oscar Golf. And then we have Bonan, Bravo Oscar November Alpha November. And ALVEN, Alpha Lima Victor Echo November. And then we have Vutan, Victor Uniform Tango Alpha November. And where is the what is the arrival star? Let me check really quickly. This is the BAYAN 1 Charlie. So the final waypoint will be Capex Kilo Alpha Papa Alpha X-ray, and then followed by our star arrival. So for our departures, it will be runway 05 right. No, hold on, I missed the yeah, I set this, runway first 05 right. Departure is the Bateau 1 Quebec departure. Transition is MADEP. Arrival is the BAYAN 1 Charlie arrival. ILS runway 16 right unless I change it. The N and that should be right. We'll direct BAYAN after Capex, which is of course the next waypoint in the flight plan. And the flight plan seems to be valid, so let's activate and execute it. So next up is our performance page. We can just request our performance. The gross weight and the zero fuel weight has been automatically filled in for us. We have 160 tons of fuel on board, and that's like nearly our zero fuel weight, to be honest. So yeah, our reserves is of course 7.2 if I remember correctly. No, sorry, 7.8 tons. Cruise is 280 and the cost index is 110. Although the speeds that they are going to give me, I am not going to follow them at all. So we will be starting off our cruise at flight level 320, followed by oh wow, 320 all the way. Alright, not a problem. So yeah, we'll set our cruise to 320. I know it's not a good idea for 320 for the entire journey, and there should be flight level 360 or 340 step climb along the way, but if that's how the FMC wants it to be, I don't mind. So yep. So let's request the data once again. Trims is 7.0, which I don't have to change. Flaps 15. Gross weight is 350. And those are V speeds, V2 of 183, VR of 177, and V1 of 168. So V2 of 183 of auto throttle and flight director goes to on, LNAV goes to on, flight change goes to on, set our cruiser to the flight level 320, set you to track mode, autobrake set to RTO, weather radar, airport data goes on, the two VORs go on. Now I'm not on the VetSim server today, because there's basically no one flying at the VetSim area. So as for the departure information, we'll have to check the METAR, which I hope Vetastic has the real world weather. I know I can use the in-game. Never mind, there's there's no one departing or arriving at Auckland, so I can check. So I will go ahead and go onto another website where I can check the data. So just give me a moment. Alright, where is New Zealand? Over there. And can the airport please show up? Alright, we'll be waiting here forever, I guess. Oh, there we go. METAR, last information was at 1300 Zulu, which is 36 minutes ago. Winds are 080 knots. QNH 1029. So where's that QNH 1029? Not sure why the explained altimeter setting is so low. Yep, it's 2992 for some reason. Yeah, it's apparently clear weathers over here. Refresh it. Whatever. We'll follow the real world weather, so that'll be something. I set the two of you to on, and yeah, it should be done for that part. Zoom this all the way down. Our departing runway is over there, so it should be a short taxi to the runway. Alright, let's plan for our pushback, which would be so we'll be facing nose right, no, nose left, tail right, so we'll push back from this direction, turn left over here, and then turn right over here and turn right over here with the holding point over here. So we will have the aircraft over there and
ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Right, roger that. So everything should be set and ready to go. We have about 22 more minutes before our departure timing. So that's pretty nice. Let's arm the flight deck door and monitor Unicom 122.8. There we go. I know I'm not flying on VetSim now, but I will be flying on VetSim once I am arriving at Doha. So that will be something that I will be doing later on in the flight. So yeah. Alright. Let us bring in the pushback guy.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving
start
up.
our IPU on. Fuel pumps in. Hydraulics go on. Beacon lights go on. Ground power disable. Let's reduce the ambient volume. It's a bit loud today. Ground power can go away. And the ground handling can go away too. Apparently there's a new version of the
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
whereby there is a view in the tug. It's pretty interesting, but I haven't updated to that version yet, because the previous version of that version had a memory leak for my X-plane, so that's why I am still not upgrading it, since the patch notes doesn't say anything about fixing the memory leak. So I'm not sure. To be honest, I didn't even report the bug to the mod author, but I mean the plugin author, but it's alright. I will try to test it out soon for the version, the latest version. So yeah. Hey, my aircraft is lifting up. Nice.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
We'll do so in a moment. Let's carry out the ground handling. And our departure time is 13:40 Zulu from the gate. So let us get our unset our parking brake. So
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
right, roger. Engine 2 starts. And the real left flight is flying a 777-200 long range. So I mean, of course I'm flying the Dash 300 ER, which if this was a real left flight and I'm using the 77W, it's not going to make it. But this is X-plane's flight factor 777, which is apparently god at making far distances, so I don't mind. I know that I have the 200 long range, but I don't want to set up the aircraft again, because I did modify the aircraft, such as the wing flex and the cockpit, so I don't want to really mess around with the stuff again. And the aircraft also looks pretty short, so, and I'm not used to it, so yeah, I'm not really going to use it. Right, both engines has been started. APU goes off. And in the meantime, the checklist. So for taxi, APU is off. Flaps set to 15. Trims has been set 7.0. Flight controls full left, full right, pull up, pull down, rudder left, at the right. And flight controls have been checked. Brakes, I guess I will check later on if I remember. Recall is checked, and lights will be turned on in a second after this guy has finished his pushback, so that I won't be that rude guy who blinds the pushback guy. Spoilers can go to him in the meantime, and let me show you the taxi charts, I guess. So OBS, there we go. So basically we are somewhere around here. So we'll turn left onto Juliet, right onto Alpha, straight down to Alpha 10, go ahead to the end of the runway, do a turnaround, and we will take off from there. The reason why I'm doing a turnaround is because if not, there would not be enough runway space for departure. Reason why I know is because I have tried the departure before, and I nearly ran out of runway space. So yeah. Apparently it's left here on Kilo, so works too. And I not sure whether I should use the VNAV or not for today. Well, I could of course use a VNAV, so I guess we will set let's see, 4,000 feet, no, 5,000 feet for the first altitude. Next be 25,000 feet, followed by the cruise level 2330.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Right, parking brakes has been set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
What is the winds here again? 0606. Alright, whatever. We will have a nearly straight headwind, a bit of a tiny crosswind, but it's alright. And you can disconnect. And the new BAYAN pusher also has preference whereby you don't have to keep clicking that, so yeah, it's pretty nice. You can see the flashing lights of the pushback truck. I can't see him though. Whatever. Should be down
Tow is
there.
disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. Well, see you next time and have a safe flight.
And I shall do the co-pilot. Why not? So yeah, we will turn left here on Kilo. And there he goes. Runway turn off lights and taxi lights go on. Right. And he should be giving us his hand signal. Yep. There is his hand signal, so we are ready to move. So let us get out of here. And taxi to the runway, turn left here on Kilo, turn right on Alpha, straight on to Alpha 10. So if I'm correct, we have, well, I mean, we'll be using at least a ton more fuel before our takeoff, and we have already used 0.6 tons just by being on the ground for some reason. Not sure why the fuel usage is so high, even though I'm not even moving at all. But whatever. I probably should increase the speed of the aircraft. Right, you are here on Alpha. Haven't been texting, haven't been using the Copilot site for quite a bit, so might be a bit rusty. Yep, ready off the center. It's not a good news, but oh well, whatever. Apparently there's no center line here, except for that lights. Not sure what the map maker did, but alright, whatever. I mean, this will be converted into the runway soon, so whatever. I don't really care anyways. Man, this aircraft is seriously taxiing quite slow with some power. Yeah, it's pretty heavy, if I do say so myself. So I guess we'll put in a bit more power for taxi. Pretty sure this airport seems dead because there's no traffic or anything. It'll be same thing. It'll be the same thing if I connect to VetSim, to be honest. So there's no point connecting to VetSim at all. And I'm too lazy to turn on AI traffic because, anyways, if I do turn it on, it will kill my CPU. And if I draw my parked aircraft, well, my FPS will drop from currently 56, I would say, to 35 or so. So yeah, it's a lot of frame drop. So that's why I'm not using any static aircrafts or AI aircrafts. So yeah, all right. Coming here is the left turn on Alpha 10, and we will go and turn around at the end of the runway. So Alpha 10 is over here. Not sure why there's a. I think there's a engine ramp up area in front of us. So yeah. Alpha 10, right? We'll turn on the strobe lights and landing lights. Taxi lights go off because we don't need it anymore.
Approaching 05 right.
Alright, right turn up here. Onto 23 left. The last few feet of 23 left.
On runway 23 left, 0 feet remaining.
0 feet remaining. Imagine to take off with this shot of a runway. With the I don't know, 777. Good luck in that, I guess. You can barely make it in Gibraltar, and yeah, you want to. I mean, if you would like to take off in that distance, it'll be a suicidal attempt. Well, I'm doing my I'm doing the hardest left rudder possible, and I feel like it's turning much at all. Whatever, still enough. Right, let us line up the runway.
On runway 05 right.
Engines idle. Hopefully we are lined up, so we'll set our parking brakes there. Recalculate our takeoff speeds. Current weight is 349.8, so I said 349.7, and the rotate is 176 knots. Right, here we go. There's two choices actually. The first time I actually did this takeoff, I decided to increase my engine power to the max before I disconnect my parking brakes, but this time I am just going to do the other way, which is just to not do that, but rather just increase my power all the way and not set my parking brakes while I increase my power. So let us remove our parking brakes and let us set our engine power to 60%. Our departure time is 52 something, 52, I don't know. Engines are stable, power set. Here we go. The runway is quite medium sized, so I hope I'm not gonna run out of runway space. I'll call out at 100 knots because this is a seriously heavy aircraft. 100 knots. Coming out on V1.
V1.
V1. Rotate. It's a bit fast of a rotation there, but it's alright. Alright, positive rate of climb, gear up. Keep the 10 degrees trim, or 10 degrees pitch. And beautiful takeoff out of New Zealand, even though everything is pitch black and I can't see anything. Alright, set my speed to 250 knots for climb. And then we shall wait a bit.
Pull up.
Pull up? Are you serious? I'm at 10 degrees nose up, man. What are you talking about? VNAV, I guess. VNAV speed. Set to 250. There you go. And let us set autopilot to on. It is an expressway down there. It was 13:52 Zulu for departure time. Alright. Flaps 5. And flaps 1. Right. Seems like we're doing quite a slow rate of climb at full power. And that's Auckland Airport right behind us. Guess we will not be doing flaps up until we are above 10,000 feet. Hopefully it will climb directly to flight level 250 for Bartos. And not stay at 5,000 for Zealand. Of course could be safe here. And increase the altitude right now. But I will try and risk it for a test. And is it going to climb? Yeah, it seems like it's increasing its power. So please climb. Do I have to help you climb? There we go. Flaps up anyways, whatever, it's fine. I'll climb at 260 knots. There we go, flaps is up. Alright. Landing lights go off. And you come back on, please. The transition for Auckland is, let's see, what is it? 13,000 feet. Alright. And we have a long ways to go before our top of descent. So we can calculate our speed now. So programming to top of climb is 72 miles to Doha is 8,167 nautical miles. So I'll take 8,100 nautical miles. The descent I would say would take about 100 nautical miles. Should be fair enough, I guess. Maybe a bit more, maybe 120 nautical miles. So I've left with 7,980 nautical miles, and well, I have, let's see, the time now currently is 1400 Zulu, and at the top of the descent will be about 0700 Zulu, which is about 17 hours away, and that is, let's see, 12, it's about 3 PM my time, so should be fine. divided by 17. Alright, we should be cruising at a ground speed of 470 knots average. So yeah, we will see later on how the situation is like. So anyways, we're above the 10,000 feet, so yeah, landing lights is off, gears is up, flaps is up, outbrakes is off, and checklist is complete. The speed I was let the speed to be let the speed stay at 260 knots, and we'll see our ground speed later on. See how much it is, and I'll calibrate myself from there. And of course, there's going to be a lot of data, and it can change over time. So there is only one chance for me to edit the speed, which is when I wake up from my sleep after this. So let's pray that I don't really need to. So yeah. And is this all the way down? Yeah, we're going to set it all the way down. And we can dim our cabin. Did forget to dim the cabin before departure, but it's alright, whatever. Looks pretty nice in the cockpit when it's dimmed. You can see the horizon. Probably because of blue FX, to be honest. Yep. Without blue FX, you can't even see anything. So it's pretty nice. And we'll change you to standard altimeters now. Apparently we're climbing past 15,000 feet. Oh wow, we've already passed that waypoint, so it's alright. We're basically climbing at the maximum possible rate, so yeah. Speed brakes can go to down so that there's no more signs there. Passenger signs can go off, even though I'm still climbing at like quite a high rate, but it's alright. And I guess that shall do it for the before cruise. So maybe I will just stop here and go ahead and play some music, I guess. I don't think I will record any segment on this part. Maybe I will actually. Depends on whether I have time or not. For this starting part of the segment. If I don't, then I will only include parts of which I am near Doha. Maybe I will include parts when I am about 8 hours from now. Yeah, depends. If I do, then I do. If not, then whatever. So yeah, if I decide to cut from here and record this part, well, I will just record this view. Is that this view or this view? Seems like prefer this view, so yeah, I'll record this view over here. And yeah, so I hope you guys, I will see you guys in a moment, and yeah, enjoy the music. Right, guys, we are I think at our top of descent. Yep, we are at our top of descent already, and I hope the plane is going to descend. Please, plane, 290 knots set for descent, and descend now, I guess. There we go. Think you will stay at Mach 0.736 will be fine. Well, not sure why you are not descending. There we go, descend now. I guess I didn't click it or something. Anyways, so I've set the altitude to 22,000 feet, and I'm using VNAV for descent, obviously. And we have a ways to go before we reach the airport. So I guess we can start off with our before descent checklist, which is basically apparently now after descent checklist, but yeah, it's alright. So with our FMC, and we're landing on 16 right. As why are you descending at such a fast rate is my question. Please, can you not? It's not a good idea. Maybe VNAV is not working because I clicked descend now. That is not good. So I guess I shall do manual descent. 24,000 feet, 22,000 feet said whole dog. So in 2,600 feet per minute should be enough, and I'll put some speed brakes in for the help of it. So yep. Alright, anyways, FMC program, we're landing in 16 right as planned, and anti-ice set to auto. Middle fuel pumps can go off, or center fuel pumps, and the descent rate can still stay at 700 feet per minute, maybe a bit less, 2,500 feet per minute. Landing data will be set later on. Auto brakes set to 1 should be definitely enough. I think if I'm correct, the airport at Hamada International is 5 kilometers long, which is way beyond anything that I need. So yeah, approach briefing. So we are going to, of course, use the star arrival that we have already planned, which is the BAYAN 1 Charlie arrival. And I think I have shown you guys, I'm not sure. Let me bring out the Navigraph charts, which I have to once again turn it on because I closed it. So yeah, give me a second here. And I did set the QNH for Qatar, which is 1002 hectopascals, and we are already in VetSim, so you don't have to ask that question whether we're in VetSim or not. So yep, and the charts is still not up for some reason, not sure why, but alright. Come on, chats, there we go. OTHH. And let's load in the star, which is the BAYAN 1 Charlie arrival. So OBS can switch to you. So this is our arrival charts. We'll be coming in over here towards BAYAN. Turn a left here towards Estim, right here on the Eggnug, right here on Detmo, right to Tendo. And the speed limit of 220 knots, and we have to be above 5,000 feet there. And at BAYAN we have to be below 12,000 feet, at Detmo above 8,000 feet. And then we turn right over here to Golsi, maximum of 180 knots, and then we turn right over here to intercept the ILS of runway 18 right and 16 right, which is this over here. So we will intercept at Golsi, turn right, and intercept the ILS at or above 3,000 feet. And then we will descend into the airport with the ILS of we are Cat D aircraft, so we will have a landing speed of a minimum of 207, which I will just set 210. There we go, and we shall continue our descent. Flight level 150. Continue the descent, please. And I'll set the speed here to 270 knots, should be fine. And I might need to use maximum speed brakes. Flight level 180 will be at ALVEN, so 150 will be at Bhutan, which is over there. So I will wait for the speed to drop and adjust it myself. In the meantime, we can check the runway length, which is 4.25 kilometers long, which is definitely enough. So 16 right over here. We will land in over here and I guess exit on Lima 3 or Lima 5 depending on where I am. And I think we will park somewhere over here. So we'll see. I will check later on the arrivals, the gate for QTR921. So let's switch you back to explain mode itself only. So let us reduce that even more. Our rate of descent to 1,700 feet per minute should be enough. And the transition for Doha, check really quickly, it is flight level 150, which is pretty soon. So basically once we are at KARKU, we will change our altimeter setting to the atmospheric pressure at Doha airport, and so yeah, we can reduce the rate of descent, and soon enough we'll change to 260 knots for a much more slower descent. So in the meantime, we can enjoy the scenery, which is basically more or less water or the ocean. To our right over here would be Doha or Qatar actually, and the country itself, Qatar, and airport should be somewhere up there in front. So no, it's actually over there. Where is it? Let's see whether if I can see it from here. How far away from the airport? About 40 nautical mile. So it should be somewhere there, I think. Not really sure. For the distance, would be there. That might be the airport right there, if I'm correct. So yeah, seems like it might be. So we set our speed to 260 knots now. Not sure why there was a bit of lag there, but it's alright. Shouldn't be any lag at all, to be honest. At a stable frame rate of 40, it should be fine in terms of lag free wise. So yep. Alright. So maybe I can't see, I'm not sure. I have 2,000 more feet to go before the transition, so maybe we shall just enjoy some wing views in the meantime, while I check on the stuff. Hold on, maybe I can show you the project flight route that I have taken. Right, there we go. So basically we started in Auckland over there. We taxied out of stand 8, I mean. We pushed back over there, and then we taxied on taxiway Alpha, the Alpha 10 for the exit. Went on here, did a 180 and took off, and followed the route, which is something like a greater circle route, which is a curve. And when we were in India, we had to turn left over here to go into the Gulf of Oman, and then try to avoid the Emirates airspace, and then into Qatar's airspace. So yeah, anyways, let's switch back to explain. And are we at 15,000 feet? Yeah, we are. Yep, we are at 15,000. Let's continue our descent for now at 500 feet per minute, and set the altimeters to the airport's altimeter. We have to be at 10,000 feet at STIM, which is over there, so we don't need to descend that fast. Let me check the data again for Doha. Should be QNH1002. Yep, it's QNH1002. The winds are 140 at 08, so we are landing on 16 right. The meter information is 42 minutes ago, so mean, it's a bit outdated, but it's alright. Temperature there is 37 degrees Celsius, 27 degrees dew point. Alright. So, can get prepared with our landing after, let's see, how long was this flight? 17 hours so far, if I'm correct. 17 hours, and let's see, what time was our takeoff timing? It was at 1340 Zulu, which means that we have already been in the air for 18 hours and 2 minutes. So it's a pretty long flight, but oh well. So our current gross weight now is 227 knots. Not knots. Why am I saying it's knots? Tons. Sorry. And we can check the estimated fuel burn, which is 0.3 more tons. But I know this is inaccurate, as I am using spoilers. So I will set 226 tons for the landing weight. And if I am daring enough, I can land with flaps 25 actually. I mean, that is a good idea. Maybe it is actually. I mean, I know the runway has a lot of space, so landing at flaps 25 is not a problem too. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit fast for me for 150 knots, to be honest. We shall do flaps 30 at 147 knots. Alright, that's our landing speed. Flaps 30, 147 knots. Qatar's runway is 450 meters, as you can see over here. Should probably use this information right here the next time when I'm finding the airport's length, so that I don't have to refer to the charts every time. So yeah. Anyways, let's reduce our speed to 250 knots to avoid the international speed regulations of 250 knots below 10,000 feet. And let's set our MCP altitude to 6,000 feet. And we need to be at 6,000 feet by DETMO, which is somewhere. Alright, step, climb, step. DETMO is over there, alright. So it's quite far away. And seems like we can reduce our rate of descent by a little bit more. In the meantime, landing lights can come on, since we are approaching 10,000 feet soon. So before landing checklist, landing lights is on. Spoilers will be armed later on. Recall is checked except for speed brakes. Altimeters has been set to airport's atmospheric pressure, so everything has been set properly, and we should probably turn on the terrain radar too. I did forget about that before departure, but it's alright. So let us set the runway heading of let's see, 156 for runway heading, just in case I need to do a go around. And to brief you on the go around, let's see. It will just be basically a, let's see. Yeah, it will basically be a downwind operation. So if we have a misapproach, we will fly downwind of the airport by turning left after we go around, and fly downwind until we are 13.5 nautical mile away from Doha airport, and then turn left back into the regular approach regular approach for runway 16 right, and we'll be turning left for 336 degrees. So we'll be setting that later on. So yeah, can reduce the radar zoom, I think. Yep, can reduce it. Can even reduce our rate of descent, because we don't need it to be that high. And Doha airport should be right in front of us. I'm correct. Should be below, right there. Yep, it's right there. Can see the airport through the clouds. And yep, there it comes. the view of the airport. Why is the clouds coming out more? I mean, appearing. Whatever. Yep, the airport is right there. The scenery isn't really that good, to be honest. At least from what I think. So, I mean, there's no other Doha scenery. There's only this one and only Doha scenery available in the explained forums, or even actually in the store. I mean, there's none in the store, so yeah, can't do anything much. So whatever. Let's set our speed to 240 knots now. Set to slow down for the approach into Doha. Not sure why am I lagging all of a sudden. Right. Maybe we can increase our rate of descent to, not rate of descent, our descent altitude to 5,000 feet. Yeah, sure, 5,000 feet. Alright. And that's Doha City, right? Yeah, I think it's just Doha City right there. And that's the old Doha Airport. Right there. There's no scenery for it, so yeah, whatever. It's quite surprisingly that they built the other airport so near to the old Doha Airport. And there's 16 right over there. It's our landing runway. And the taxiway seems crooked for some reason, at least to me. So yeah. And the airport is out of view, so I can do nothing much for now. This is the city once again. I don't think I have any scenery for the city, so maybe I do actually. Now that I think of it. Yeah, maybe I do. Hey, the clouds are converging. Explain clouds in a nutshell, I guess. Reduce our speed to 230 knots. That intersection looks weird. Well, what an intersection. Not going to question explain. That one looks fine, but yeah, that one has to be fixed. Right, can reduce our speed to 220 knots now. Set our MCP to 4,000 feet. Flaps 1. And we are in the cloud. Hooray. Right, everything should be set for landing except for spoilers, so I shall take note of that. And the ground altitude is, let's see, misapproach. Climb straight ahead until you are turned right onto Romeo 186 Doha, which means, oh, so the go around is actually much more different than I thought. So at the 12.3 nautical miles away from Doha Airport, to the left to intercept the 14.3 DME arc Doha, anti-clockwise to Janot, and hold. Wow. I'm not going to follow that actually. I'm just going to follow the radio communication failure procedure, because there's no one at the airport, so might as well. Set my speed to 210 knots now, or 200 knots actually. Right, we're at 4,000 feet now. The Go around altitude is 3,000 feet, so we're set 3,000 feet here. Actually, we need to descend even more now. We need to be at 3,000 at Gold Sea, so let's just descend. Flaps 5. Set speed to 190 knots. Click the localizer button. Wait for the localizer to be active. We're currently 14.3 DME out from the airport, and the airport should be right there, I think. Hope so. Yeah, it should be there. Alright, localizer has been captured. The glide slope set to arm. Set max speed to 180 knots. Spoiler set to arm. Go around altitude has been set. And for the go around heading, we'll be 336. Flaps 15. There's a lot of roads here, but there's no buildings here, unfortunately. It's quite sad. It's not even a single building here. I think AutoGen does not detect any building. Apparently there's grass there. Maybe it's a fake grass, I'm not sure. Never visited Qatar before, so yeah, don't judge me. Glide slope has been captured. Set my go around heading for 336. There you go. 36. Set my speed to 170 knots. Landing speed is 147 knots. Gears down. Right, that's ground proximity warning system this time around. It's nice. Flaps 20, 160 knots, please. Actually, we can just set our landing speed to 147 now. Right, landing speed has been set. Flaps 25. Flaps 30. Alright. It's quite a nice view over here. I guess here we go for the landing of Doha. And the scheduled arrival timing is in 5 minutes, so I guess I am on time. Let's update the wet sim weather just in case. Yep, it's really right, so it's kind of right, so whatever. Right. So disconnect the auto throttle. So right, I have throttle, and there's a cruise ship right there. Right, hey, the terrain radar is working. Right, autopilot disengage. Plane is mine now. Let's go a little bit lower, below the glide slope. Land at the landing zone.
16 right.
Terrain.
Yeah, I know. 1,050 minutes. and I'm under the glide
Glide
slope.
slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
400.
Glide slope.
Why is there
slope.
shadows there?
Glide slope.
300.
I'll be surprised if that's
Glide
actually the
slope.
shadows of clouds.
Glide slope.
Okay, my
Approaching
speed is actually
minimums.
quite low now.
Glide slope. Glide
Minimum
slope.
Let's see.
200.
Glide slope.
We're a bit
Glide
left,
slope. Glide slope.
so we shall turn
Glide
right a
slope.
bit.
100.
Oh, that's okay. That's a bit too much to the left.
50.
15,
40.
15,
30.
15.
20. 10.
Glide slope.
Long landing. Long
There we
landing.
go.
1,
Alright.
2,000.
Long
feet
enough
remaining.
to hit the ground. Alright, reverses are off. Manual braking. Auto brakes set to off. And we shall exit over here. It should be a high speed exit. Flaps up. And I did not check the arrival stand, so whatever. Landing lights go off. Taxi lights go on, strobe lights go off. And the landing time is 07580. It's pretty nice. Alright, anti-ice go to off. Spoilers come down. And we'll set parking brakes over here, and I'll check the arrival gate of QTR921. So give me a moment. Can be hard to find, to be honest. Let's see. Seems like it is Echo 23 or Delta 23. Guess it is Echo 23. So let's check where is Echo 23 in the airport. There's no Echo 23. What? That's fairly interesting that there's no Echo 23. Alright then. Yeah, there's no Echo 23. So I guess we'll just taxi to a random gate up there. In the Charlie gates. Or actually Echo gates at Concourse Echo, which is over there. Hey, that's the Qatar plane. Right, APU goes to on. Terrain radar can go off. And transponder. Oh wow, I have set it to stand by the whole time. Right, whatever. Can't do anything much now. I'll turn left over here. On to Taxiway Sierra. And we still have 34.5 tons of fuel. To be honest, at the start of the flight at Australia, I had a headwind all the way, and I had to travel at Mach 0.83. And after I came back from my sleep, well, I didn't adjust any of the speed settings because I was hoping that there was going to be a tailwind for the rest of the journey, so that I will be able to catch up with the time that I missed out getting a headwind, which I actually did get a tailwind, so that is pretty nice. And I was traveling at a ground speed of about 480 knots afterwards. So yeah, and I came back with about 30 minutes left, so that's pretty nice, and I recorded that segment which you guys would have seen. So yeah, And which gate? Let's see which gates are free. I guess those gates are being. That terminal is being built over there, and we will take one of these gates. Maybe that gate right there. Although there's a pushback truck right there, so maybe I'll take one of those two stands there. Should be pretty fine. Yeah, it seems like there's a storm brewing out outside my house, which is unfortunate. Well, can't do nothing about it. So the real landing rate is -102, which is pretty nice. So I'll record it down. And our arrival timing was 0758 Zulu. Oh, we're right off the taxiway. Hey, there's the control tower right here. What's that? What does that say? Oh, the runway. For which side it is? Alright, so we turn right over here onto, let's see, where is that? Delta, and then we'll turn right at the next right, which is Echo 4. So right over here onto Delta. And we'll add in the end landing kit right now because I can.
20.
Flight slow.
And welcome back. Right, the next right is over here. There's some planes over there. It's Qantas. Wow. The rest should be Qatar planes. These are just static aircraft added by the map maker and not the autogen from Explain, so I'm unable to remove them. I mean, I am able to remove them because I know how to remove them, but I don't want to take the trouble to do so. Because if ever the map maker updates the map, well, I have to do it again. But so I mean, I won't want to do it. That's a Qatari one-wall plane. Huh. Seems like a 777-300ER to me. So we'll take one of the gates up here. Seems like it shall be Charlie 11, I think, for this gate, or this 10, which I don't mind. And there is the taxi, not the parking guidance, but there is no auto gate sadly. It's just a custom jetway. So yep, parking brakes has been set. Arrival timing is 0805 Zulu. So let's get back into the cockpit. The APU is on. APU generators go off. After let's see, 18 hours and 45 minutes, we have 25 minutes. We have finally arrived at the gate. So fuel cut. Hydraulics go off. Ground handling come in. Beacon lights can go off. Generators can go off. CPF sense has been turned off. Was not even on the whole time, so whatever. Bleeds air can go off. Packs can go off. Recirculation and cooling can go off. Windows heat go off. and connect our ground power. Turn the APU and batteries off, fuel pumps off, pressurization is off too. And I guess this will conclude today's flight from New Zealand, Auckland to Doha, which is basically the longest flight in the world currently. So yeah, and what stand is this? Charlie 9, alright. Box 2, Charlie 9. That's a Gulf Air right there. So anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this flight. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and